I used to react fast. Now I'm learning to pause. My name is Leon Wheeler Jr., and this is Master Making Emotion, where I'm learning how to master myself and I'm teaching it while learning. Today, we're going to talk about how I'm learning to control my reactions. This is something I've been struggling with for some time. Uh, there's a few things that I'm striving to to master. So many things about the self that an individual should want to be in control of. We should all want to be the driver of this vehicle, this car, and that's important to me. I've always wanted to do these things, but not consciously focused on it. Not consciously focused on it, but from an unconscious standpoint, I knew it was important. Most of the things that's detrimental and it has been a problem for me in my past is things that I've constantly done over and over and over again, and that's because uh, that's reactionary movement. That's reactionary thinking, processing, and it's habitual. It's been a habit. It's something that just comes out spontaneously, without any thought, without any direction, without any control. And in my opinion, that's definitely a weakness. So I'm concentrating and focusing on mastering that aspect of myself. I have to because it makes a whole individual. It makes me a better individual. It gives me the power to stand before the world and say, I am. I am. I am first and foremost in control of me. And you really can't help anyone, realistically speaking. And you can debate and have frivolous conversations, but until you're actually doing the work and have mastered those things, you'll never be really a great leader. That's just my opinion. You will be able to motivate and stimulate probably with sound bites because we are sensational seekers. Most of us want to just feel good. If you can make me feel good momentarily, that's a plus. However, it doesn't have a long-term effect. So now I'm practicing the pause. I'm practicing taking some time out to evaluate my next move. You know, not being so reactionary, not being so quick to move, striving to maintain and obtain control of myself, which is definitely important. It's a must. This is what this is about. This is about growing into the individual that I fathom, that I want to see in the world, in myself first and foremost. So the pause is something that a scenario manifests itself. Something comes about, and out the blue, I do my best to identify it. So the awareness is definitely key in the scenario. So identify, hey, this is an issue. Instead of just reacting to the issue, I identify it. Okay, this is an issue. Take some time, evaluate it, look at it, understand it to the best of you. And it doesn't necessarily take a lot of time to do this. It just takes the time to acknowledge it as a particular past feeling or sensation. And that's normally the ego kicking in. That's normally the ego from an emotional standpoint, trying to drive the car, trying to be the, the controller of the wheel, if you will. And that's not going to turn out harmoniously. It's not. It's impossible for someone to take the wheel or your emotions, your ego attached emotions on top of that for the most part, to drive your vehicle, this particular body. So I'm pausing. I'm making, I'm taking the time to pause and evaluate. And that's called awareness. And that's what it is. I've been rushing through life, throughout my life. And it's just been a bad habit that I picked up. And I'm working to control that now. I have to control that because I'm striving to, again, become the architect, the owner, uh, the driver, the man that's in control of the wheel. And then when you don't do that, your emotions are tied to it. And normally your emotions are tied to past experiences. And those past experiences doesn't necessarily serve the experience that you may be dealing with at that particular time. Now, with that, last week I mentioned self-talk, the talk, the self-talk, and I think that that's another instrument that we must imply. It's number one now, or number two. Uh, the pause is definitely first because you have to first be aware, and then once the awareness become clear that something is manifesting, something is going on that's not proper, that you need to do something about. Once your awareness is I guess seen, acknowledged, realized. Once you acknowledge that there's a problem, now we should go possibly to the self talk. And again, it shouldn't take long. It shouldn't take long. But if the practice of it is something we want to implement constantly, every day, and after a while, it just becomes second nature. You don't have to consciously do it. Just like you're not consciously responding or reacting to issues in the world. Now, another thing that I want to bring some attention to because I think it's important for us to have a basic understanding on how these things work. I think because we're creatures of habit, uh, we've uh, we've dealt with these things over and over and over again, and I think that's a blessing. To be honest, I think it's a blessing, especially when your awareness is up to speed, when you're focused on uh, the growth, on the evolution of your understanding of your mind, your spirit, your soul, and you're striving to grow and surpass yesterday's mundane way of doing things. You want to be better and better. Uh, you realize certain events, certain situations seems to me, and I mean this is just my thought about it, and I embrace it now. I do my best to embrace that a lot of things become reoccurring. They come up over and over again. Why? Why am I dealing with the same thing over and over and over and over again? Well, that might be the universe or God, or however you want to fathom the situation, way of giving you the opportunity to grow from the experience. And the only way you can overcome or find a solution to a scenario is to deal with the scenario, to acknowledge the scenario. And again, that's awareness. And that's what this is about. First, you have to be aware. You can't even set a plan. You can't create a plan of action if you're not aware. It's impossible. So you create your plan of action. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm doing. You know. And my word is be. So I'm being these things. I'm being proactive. I'm being this. I'm being the man in the mirror that I want to see. I'm striving to become these things each and every day of my life. And that's where the growth come in. So I practice the pause. First and foremost, I practice the pause. Practice the pause. It's necessary. It's needed. You know, catch yourself. You find yourself in a scenario that doesn't necessarily fit whatever your idea of peace, serenity, love, or whatever your focus is on at the moment. If you're in a situation and it does not qualify that, if it does not substantiate that, if it does not give raise to that, a pause. That's your awareness. Be aware. You have to be aware. Pause. Then give yourself the self-talk and say, "Hey, this isn't working. This isn't what I signed up for. This isn't what my plan of action is is what I was planning on doing. This isn't it. So then you reevaluate, and then you shift the gears. You do what's necessary to change, to beat the odds of being a reactionary, because that's not the answer. It's not the answer. The answer is being proactive and responding, taking our time to respond appropriately. And you have to be aware. You have to be aware that there's a situation that needs to be addressed, and you address it. And the self-talk again, and I want to add this too about the self-talk. It came to me that the best way, the way I'm going to apply the self-talk, the way I'm applying the self-talk, is not connecting it to anything negative, any negative experience. Because I believe when you connect the self-talk to a negative experience, it almost, in some way, some shape or form, it knocks the energy out of it. It absorbs the full effects of what you're trying to do. So don't tie your. I'm not going to tie my self-talk to past bad experience. It's going to be uplifting talk. My self-talk is going to be, I am, something to that type of degree. It's going to be some empowering stuff. It's not going to be, well, this happened last time and I don't want to see that. No, I'm do away with the negative self-talk. The self-talk should have strictly positive effects to it. I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. I'm being this. I am. Speak in the now, in the presence. Don't reflect backwards with your self-talk. Pause and take leadership. Take control of yourself. You know, don't respond fast. And again, that's been my past. Trying to get things done and moving in haste. So that's not what we're gonna. This is master making in motion. This is me becoming a master of me. And if you're on a similar path, if this is something that you feel can be beneficial to you, I invite you to walk the walk with me. Talk the talk. Let's explore. Let's grow. Peace and love, family, friends. Be.